I've been listening to Jim Rohn a lot. And one of the things he talks about is working harder on yourself than you do on your job. And I've been repeating that, and I've been reading that, and I've been listening to that over and over again. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. He says if you work on your job, then you make a living. If you work on yourself, you make a fortune. And I'm thinking, okay, work harder on myself than I do my job. And then he says, if you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. So I can pay my bills every single, month. If I work hard on the job, I should, right? I should go in early, stay late. I should work the whole time I'm working. And then he says, if you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean for me, working harder on myself? And one of the things he talks about is working on your handshake. Because people don't even work on their handshake. So I'm thinking, okay, I work on my handshake, my smile. Okay, how do I, when people see me, do they see the serious face or am I smiling? So I'm working on my handshake. I'm working on my smile. I'm working on my facial expression. I'm thinking about, okay, how do I look when I'm, sort of serious, I'm listening to something, I'm intense, listening, trying to figure out what to say, what's my facial expression? What's my body language? When I'm in the presence of somebody else, what does my body language look like? Do I have good posture? Am I smiling? Am I, my arms folded? Am I, my feet turned towards the door? All these different things I'm thinking about, okay, how do I look? How do I sound? And then I'm thinking about the communication, when you're communicating to be an effective communicator, it's not just what you say, how you say it, but it's really, I'm thinking about what is that you're having something good to say, that you're having something to say, that you're having something that's worth sharing, that you have something that's worth saying, and then how you're saying it. So how does it come out? Do you speak too fast? Do you talk too slow? Do you have the right tone of voice? Just all these different things. Do you slow down and speed up for things that are important? Slow down for things that are important. Slow down for things that you want to give depth or meaning to. So I'm just thinking about all these different things. Am I working on my habits? Do I have the habits of somebody who has accomplished the goals that I want to accomplish? So I'm just thinking about these different things that have to happen, that I have to work on. Am I working on my courage? Am I able to show up even though I don't want to? Am I able to show up even though I'm afraid? Am I able to show up even though it looks like it's not going to work? Am I able to show up even though I feel like it's going to fail? Am I disciplined? Do I have the discipline to show up no matter what? Have I worked on my thinking? Have I worked on my thinking every single day? Am I focused on positive things that'll be helpful, that'll be encouraging? Am I focused on things that I need to do to prepare, to get better, to show up in my best? Am I working on my thinking every single day to make sure it's positive, replacing the negative thoughts? Am I working on my forgiveness? Am I quick to forgive people? Am I slow to speak and slow to get angry? Am I quick to listen, to give a listening ear? Am I more interested than being interesting? Am I more interested versus interesting myself, wanting people to be focused on myself versus I want to be focused on other people? I'm thinking about, am I listening intently? Am I doing a good thing? Am I helping people? And then I'm thinking about, how do I dress? How do I show up? How do people see me? Am I showing up as my best self? So I'm working on, my thoughts, and I'm working on my attitude, and I'm working on my habits, and these things just over and over again. I'm just thinking about, what do I need to change about me? What needs to improve? How do I work on myself? Persistence, my attitude, my organizational skills, my discipline, my confidence, my courage. Every single day, I'm just working on these things for myself so that I can be better, so I can show up, and be better. Am I likable? Am I trustworthy? Do I have the character that I, need to have? So just all these things over and over again, I'm thinking about working on myself. Of course, I want to work well when I work in a job, but I want to work on myself. I want myself to be better. I want to be the woman of God that God wants me to be. So every single day, I'm asking myself, what is it that I need to be working on? What is it that I need to change? What is it that I need to do? And so am I staying the course? Am I sticking with something to the end? If I give my word, am I doing it? Am I telling the truth? All these different things over and over again. You want to make sure that you're working on yourself, not just working on your job.